Well, what is there to say about Akeo Abdul-Samad? He's a dear friend of mine. He's somebody who I look up to and somebody I've worked with for 6 years. And that almost feels like I'm new to this. So many people have known Akeo for so long that I kind of feel like a rookie when it comes to Akeo friendship. But what I'll tell you is that in the 6 years I've worked with him, I have learned so much about how to legislate, how to lead, and how to live. Akeo has taught me the importance of compromise. You come into the legislature, you're ready to fight, and that's what he wants us to do. But he also taught me that perfect can't be the enemy of the good. And so if we can get something done, we should try, not just throw up our hands and walk away. And that's an incredibly important skill as a leader, as a member of the minority, and it's preparing me nicely for the majority. But he's worked hard to make sure that I and all of us can understand if you can get something, that's better than nothing. And it seems simple, but when you're in the trenches, it's really hard. One example I would think of would be in 2020, after the George Floyd murder, when Akeo was part of the Black Caucus and leading the efforts to come up with some sort of legislative fix for what was happening around the country and how Iowa could respond. It's a very fraught time and emotions were high. Don't forget, it was also COVID, so things were tight. And Akeo came up and said, let's see how we can find something to get done. And because of his work, because of his leadership, over the next 24 hours, the Iowa legislature passed the plan for a more perfect union, which he really helped to solidify and helped get across the finish line. And so what I learned from that was how important it is to work together. And there are times when it's really hard to imagine working together with some of these folks across the aisle, but he always reminded me to see their humanity, to see how important their work is and how important it is that we help regulate and bring it back to the center. So that's one thing I learned a lot from him. So many others, the importance of laughing, the importance of not taking things too seriously, even though things are really important. Finding that balance is important. And the importance of unabashed, unwavering love for his community. It's how I feel, but it's how he feels about our entire state. He always reminds us about the babies, but truly he represents all of us when he's saying, can't we do a little better? Can't we do better? And none of this is to say he doesn't fight. I've heard him yell. I've heard him fight. And I've heard him get people to his side, not always in the most sort of bridging a gap way, but in a way that really says, listen to my lived experience and learn from me. So he's really been an amazing leader, an amazing friend. And as I always tell him, it's fine if he wants to retire, but we're not done asking him questions and we're not done asking him to lead. So take some rest, my brother, because I got a lot of questions coming up. Thank you and congratulations.